Talk about everything, play music in between. Tune in and enjoy Chad's underground scene. Talking music, you know what I mean. Tune in and enjoy Chad's underground scene.
Welcome to Chad's Underground Scene. We are here in the underground in Hollywood, just below the Hollywood sign, with my special guest, Behold the General. How you doing?
What's going on, my man? How you doing? What's going on?
Yeah, looks like you came quite a ways here.
Yeah, I did. 2,043 miles.
Yes.
It was far. I drove it, though. We did. It took me about 4 days. I did it on purpose, though, to actually, take that long.
Oh, nice.
So
let's go back to where you started with your music.
yeah.
And I guess it was in Kansas City. So tell us a little bit about Kansas City and why you decided you wanted to get into music.
Well, at that moment, 2009, when Wiz Khalifa came out, and he was just talking about the weed, and it was like, he real cool. It was actually 2010 when I got on him, so it was like, I was like, he's so cool, but that's when I started smoking after I graduated, and so I was already listening to Lil Wayne, wanting to be like, oh, he got bars, he just spitting these lyrics, you know what I mean, like that, and so, but when Wiz Khalifa came out, it was like, I want to be a rapper. It was like, cause he's just cool and different. So
yeah, I kind of had the same thing with David Bowie, right? I saw David Bowie my first time, I'm like, ooh, I want to do that.
That's crazy, yep. And so when when I had heard Wiz Khalifa, I really wanted to rap. And then I wrote a song or whatever. We used to freestyle all the time, but then when I finally wrote one, my friend Dwayne, he went by Wayne at the time, and he was like, bro, it's kind of hard. I was like, all right. He's like, I got a studio we can go to, so I was like, cool, let's drop it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I tried to buy the little microphone and stuff. That didn't work. So, you know what I mean? It was like, I got a studio we can go to. So that's how that started. And then we did our own mixtape. It was about 20 songs. And then I ended up moving to Alabama, 2010. That was August. So, August 15th, actually. August 15th, 2010, I got to Alabama. So,
so 20 songs, that's quite a mixtape. That's a lot of songs.
I mean, it's all my CDs. I don't know no other way to do it. I got to make so much music. I don't know.
I was going to say, so you were filled with stuff that you wanted to get out and make it happen.
Back then, I was writing crazy. I had books filled. I was just writing just because. It was just, because I heard new words, and it was just like, oh, man.
Oh, and that's it. Yeah. During the pandemic, I wrote 50 songs. I just all of a sudden, I'm writing and writing and writing. It's crazy.
Yeah. Crazy.
when you get inspired, that's what happens, right?
You can't stop.
Flows
I already
out.
know. That's how it is.
So tell us a little bit about Alabama and the scene that goes on there.
It's a beautiful scene. It's a nice scene. There's so many talented artists there. It's just a lot of fun on the music scene. I met a lot of people. I met all my friends. That's the only friends I got. Our musicians, artists, hip hop. I met a few art people. I mean, I've met a lot of people through it, a lot of poets. So it was just fun. I mean, I just do positive music, so I always stood out, and I always was different, and so I got to branch with every kind of crowd. You know what I mean? So it was. I got to see a lot, so it was fun.
Yeah, it sounds like you jumped into that scene with both feet. So
it was. Yeah, that's just how I do anything.
So how long were you in Alabama before you started playing gigs and getting out there?
Actually, it took a while. Actually, I didn't have my first show until about 2013 or so.
Oh, okay.
It was about 2013. Cause I really wasn't. See, I was in school, so I got kicked out of school 2011. So that's when I started. Longer story, not about music. And so it's 2013. I lost a lot of people. My cousin got killed. And 30 days after that was February 27th. Then 30 days after that, actually on Easter, my uncle died with a heart attack. And then my grandma died from their stress, from them dying.
Right.
She died from cancer. That was November. And then my daddy died January of the next year. So around that time, in between 2013, I ended up catching the belly and doing shows. So it was kind of that's when it really was like, I'm about to rap now. Because all 4 of them was the ones that was like, man, you go. I was doing the song. I was like, you're so different. We got a plane. We'll just take that little, let them fly by. You know, it's cool. People got to live.
Yeah, and your desire must have been big to get out there with all that loss, right? Yeah. That's a lot of loss. My condolences. That's a lot to suffer in a short time.
Yeah, and you know, that's what led me to do the positive music when he had got killed, because it was like the pain that my family went through.
Yeah.
It was like I don't want other families to go through that, so I try to just push like non-violence in the music. You know?
Oh, nice, yeah.
It's not necessarily like gospel, you know what I'm saying? I definitely, you know, I have sex with women.
Yeah, it's fun.
I mean? Yeah. I definitely smoke weed.
Still gotta have fun.
I mean? So it's fun still. I'm just being myself, and it's just like I'm just a happy person, so it comes off great inspiration and motivation. Because I mean, you ain't gotta glorify the fact that I'm out here doing it. You know what I mean? Like I would rather just inspire folks instead of talking about what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So that's about it on that. With Alabama, I did what I did. I mean, I was on the news stations, every news station there. I had a couple of interviews. I ended up getting our garbage company a raise. I did a lot in Alabama.
Oh, nice. So yeah, that's awesome. Crazy. So let's start out with you doing a song for us.
Sure.
And then we'll talk a little bit more about that, because I like when you support charities, right, and help people out. That's the best.
I definitely.
So tell us a little bit about the song you're going to sing, and
this song.
Yeah, we'll jump right into it.
I'm gonna do a song called "Free Falling," and it's about just how I live, and I live by faith. So it's like I just think it and be like, all right, I think I can do that,
and then do it,
and just go do it. Like that's how kids think. Like they think without fear. And so it's like the reason why a lot of people be failing is because they scared. You're not really bad at nothing. You just failed, and now you talk down yourself. You know what I mean? Like you're not supposed to be good at it the first time.
Oh,
you know,
exactly.
If kids just stop riding bikes after they failed the first time, they wouldn't sell bikes. You know what I mean?
Right, and fear is most people's enemy, right?
So, you know,
it stifles a lot of creativity, right?
Yeah, for real. So yeah, when I wrote this song, I was just going through it. I was getting into it with one of my friends, and it was just like she had did some stuff to me that hurt my feelings or whatever. And so I was writing it like they gonna miss me when I'm, you know what I'm saying, when I'm gone, pretty much. And it's like even when I was going through my drinking situation, when I lost all my people, it was like people was just sitting there, you know, still passing me the bottle, laughing and joking. Nobody tried to, you know, say something.
Try to help you out.
They always say I'm gonna be the one to save music or whatever, and it's like, well, you just gonna let me kill myself, you know what I mean? So I was like, I wasn't gonna save too much messing with you, but yeah. So that's how that go though. So you know, every morning,
awesome.
I just wake up. I don't really never know which way or how things is gonna go. So I be like, faith over fear. It ain't no faking over here. 365 days in a year, 366 when we leave, and I bout to keep it jumping every season. Free falling, it ain't no way that we falling. We may fail, but we dusting off it, or when we hit the ground. Cause we made it too far to turn back now. All I have is all I need, and manifestation is how I'ma reach my dreams. Everything ain't what it seems, and I done seen that. Spreading inspiration when I'm singing. Wasted time you can't bring back, cause you can't never get time back. And whatever I think I am, I'm that. I keep my faith in God cause he designed that. What goes around comes around, and once it's done you can't rewind that. Long as I stay focused, keep my eyes on the prize, and I know I gave my best, there's no regrets when I die. Cause nothing ever hurts a failure but a try. I never know the how, just the why. So I live by faith over fear. I tell them it ain't no faking over here. 365 days in a year, 366 when we leave, and I vow to keep it jumping every season. Free falling, straight up. Ain't no way that we falling. We may fail, but we just sting off it, or when we hit the ground. Cause we made it. Cause if I made it this far, ain't no turning back. Since I'm a felon, can't be failing. Almost fell in the well of my tears. My peers was flipping quarters in it, so I lost some friendships. God was using scissors. They ain't noticed the seriousness of where I was placing attention. Yes, they missed it, and I bet they miss it. But I stayed on this mission. I remained ambitious. You are what you eat, so I'm ambitious. Take a minute, so you get it. Look, the losses that I took made me never wanna lose again. I'm trying to kick it so hard I may bruise my shins, while I'm still running this race and never lose my win. So I feel like even when I lose I win. So I live by faith over fear. It ain't no faking over here. 365 days in a year, 366 when we leave, and I vow to keep it jumping every season. That's free falling. It ain't no way that we falling. We may fail, but we just think not lift. Or when we hit the ground, cause we made it too far to turn back now. Can't turn back. Like you can't give up on nothing. You gotta just keep chasing dreams. Like that's what I always told myself. So this song was like my let go song, and just understand that I can get anything that I want.
A blessing.
So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, well, how you feel about that song there, man?
Awesome, man. I love it. I love it. The positive rock and roll there, baby. I love it.
Oh man, that's cool. I like that.
So let's go back. Tell us a little bit about you supported some charities.
Oh man,
Get some money out there.
I was the garbage man in Birmingham, and so I'm gonna actually pull up the interview, the actual news interview. That's what I was gonna do. So.
They've asked the community for patience as they work to cover other areas where employers have called in sick.
When we did our
Well, Sherry, we went to a few neighborhoods in East Birmingham to see where city crews have picked up trash. Some parts of Spring Lake, there were a lot of empty bins. Other neighborhoods saw a late pickup this afternoon. In a series of tweets, Birmingham City says it needs more time catching up on trash pickup on the east side. The city says because of COVID-19, employees are calling out sick. Charles McDonald's lives in the Spring Lake area where trash crews spent their morning emptying out his bin.
They missed yesterday, but I understand. There's a lot of people sick, and we're totally understanding.
Robert Lawson's story is different. He says last time it took the city a week to get his garbage. Crews usually come on Tuesday and Friday. When we spoke, his bin was still full.
That trash might not get picked up today.
And they were supposed to come today?
Yes. That trash might be there on Friday.
How do you feel about that?
Not too happy.
Brandon Holden is a refuse collector for West Birmingham. He recently had to fill in on the east side. He says trash collectors are underpaid and overworked.
It's like we just the bottom of the totem pole.
He'd like to see hazard pay if they have to collect garbage from homes where someone may be COVID positive.
And I can give you plenty of suggestions to get people to come to work and for people to apply. You know what I'm saying? I can give you plenty. You start them at 18, you can top out at 20, maybe 22.
As for residents,
The people that do pick up the trash, because I know it's a hard job. They come here when it's pouring down.
But like right after that, because I had a meeting with the directors and everything, and I let them know like, ain't nobody calling out for COVID. I was like, ain't nobody getting paid. I was like, we not. You seen that garbage? It's like they was paying us like $12 an hour to pick that up, and I was like, I kept calling off, and I was like, look, if y'all don't want to do a strike, I mean, I'll go down there by myself. And so I went down there and I went off on the people, not in a respectful way, you know what I mean? And a week later, actually, they told me it was gonna take months. A week later, we got a raise. It was to $15,
nice.
And then I actually end up getting on the news the day before. So the news didn't know. Birmingham didn't know, but it was already in the works. But I had already went down there. I just ended up having to, I actually ended up on the news too. So it kind of worked out in the best. And I dropped a video, the "Hate My Job" song. So it was like it all worked out for the best.
And at that time, it was needed. We needed to take care of all that stuff, right? That was a job that needed to be done, right?
Yeah, it had to, because it was been 20 years since they got a raise. So it's been like,
nice.
I've been there 2 years when I did that. So.
And that's a good job. That's a honorable job, right? That's
cool.
I talk to the guys that come pick up my trash. I talk to them when they come out. It's awesome. They're great guys, right?
Yeah, fantastic.
And they're working their ass off.
Yeah, all day.
And with no fear, right?
No.
Because once in a while I'll pick up the bag out of the trash and those rats jump out of there, and I'm like, oh.
No. See, I'm allergic. That's how I used to be. That's why I was like, y'all gonna have to pay, because I'm allergic. You can't wear masks really, because you can't be. Like, we was running like we really pick up cans.
Yeah.
Like they got machines, but you know what I'm saying. Out here, we really pick up cans, and it's like we gotta really pick up rats. Like
y'all gonna come. Where I live, they do too, because they take it from one can into another. Because ours aren't the size of the ones that go into the truck.
Yep,
they get these giant ones for the truck, so they take ours, throw them in those, and then they goes in.
Oh yeah, that's their work.
And once in a while, you see a rat jump out and run out of there.
Man. Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, I got you though.
So can you tell us some of the clubs that are in Alabama?
You got a lot of clubs. You got, it depends. I mean, music clubs. I mean, they try to put everything
Yeah.
in everything. So you got like the Platinum. They have big artists. I mean, mainly when artists come, is they go to like the event center. So it'll be like BJCC Center.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The Bower Auditorium, stuff like that. But you got your clubs, I guess. They up and down because a lot of them get closed down and then open back up. So it's like you got your name. I don't really club much, unless I get
so
invited
you were
to
doing
perform.
mostly underground and
Yeah, unless I get invited to perform, I ain't going.
No, there you go. Yeah.
I don't go.
yeah, because there's some cool underground scenes in all the cities.
Yeah.
And I've played in a lot of them,
yeah.
right? Sometimes you play in a warehouse. I've played on farms.
Yeah.
It's amazing
Man,
how people do
you
pop-ups everywhere, right? They're
I
like,
do. Like, I do a lot of pop-up shops. Like,
Yeah.
you'll have a speaker and a DJ, so it's just out. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah,
Like, it's
yeah.
a lot of, that's what was going on since COVID. Like, everybody just been back out, but it's not necessarily been, there's no music scene really in clubs no more. They've been trying to bring it back. It's just now starting. Like, when I left, like,
Yeah.
they was just trying to bring it back. Like, they got the open mics, and they got an Apollo night at a place called 88. It just opened up. 88 Birmingham. That just opened up. And then you got the Nick Rocks. That's a good spot to perform, but it took them a while to open back up too after COVID. So I haven't been back in a while.
so back in the 80s, when you would set up a tour, I went on some tours, right, where you set up the tour, and some of them were just on a phone call. We didn't have internet. We didn't have all the shit that goes on now.
That's
You
crazy.
you can't go check if anything's legit, right? So
Yeah.
you'd get a call from a 15-year-old kid, and they're saying, "Yeah, I'm throwing this gig out on this farm. Can you come out? And I'm going to pay you $300, right?"
Yeah.
And it
That's-
was amazing
that's
how
cool,
many
though.
of those went through.
That's
Most
cool,
of it
though.
worked out. I was like, "This is crazy," and you're going,
Wow.
"All right, we're going to depend on that for $300 in the middle of this tour, right?"
That's crazy.
And you never knew what it was going to be. You'd show up, and there's
Yeah.
different places you would play because you're trying to fill every day of the week, and sometimes it's hard to fill like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
The weekend's a little bit easier.
It's easier. You're right, though.
But you had to go on people's word. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And you're
It was
like,
better.
"Yeah, okay,
I
we'll be
like-
there."
I think I like the old
Oh
days.
yeah, and then some of the clubs you'd show up and it's shuttered, it's closed, right?
Oh, man.
And no, they didn't call, they didn't say anything,
That's crazy.
and then you're trying to rummage up a show in the middle of the road,
Oh,
right?
man, so now you got to perform on the street.
Or you do that, yeah. We did a lot of that,
That's
or you
cool,
just panhandle on the street with your guitar and
That's
put the guitar case out there, do a little busking, right?
Yeah. That's what's up.
So, yeah, fun stuff, and just an adventure. Now it's a little bit easier, right? Because you can look and see if things are legit and that they're
Yeah.
going to work out. Still, you have issues, though. There's still,
Gotcha. I've seen
still you get there, and sometimes they say, "Well, we told you 500, but well,
give you 150.
it was a slow night, yeah."
Yeah, I know what I mean.
And you're looking around, going, "This place is packed. What are you talking about?"
Yeah, you gonna say it's slow. I see
It's
it.
always the ones doing well that are trying to.
Trying to scam you.
Yeah, scam you.
I don't understand, but that's how it be.
Okay, so we were talking about, I wrote a bunch of songs during the pandemic, and this is one of the songs I'm going to play here. I wrote, it's called Not Alone, because so many people felt alone, right? And I was lucky to be with my family when it all went down, so I had a bunch of people in the house to be with, right? And there were people totally alone. I had friends that I was calling, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm just alone in my house, dude. I got no friends. I'm glad you called. I have someone to talk to, right?"
Oh, thanks.
And I can't imagine the suffering that people went through, right?
Well, yeah.
It's just
I was going
crazy.
through it.
All right, this one here is on my latest album called Not Alone, and the album is called Not Alone. I don't know why it's been so long for you to come back. You belong. remember, you're not alone. We're out there.
Okay, wait a second. Sorry, there's a car in the. Alright.
Perfect.
You are not alone. Not in this world, you're not alone. You feel it. Guys, it's not still.
We're back on?
I didn't stop it, I just.
Oh, okay.
You
cool.
guys to be not.
All right, that was Not Alone. And remember, you're not alone. This is, that pandemic was crazy, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I wrote this song. It was about that loneliness, right? And reaching out, I think, was so important. I called so many people.
Yeah.
And people called me, right? And it was amazing how many were lonely, and just that phone call helped, right?
Yeah.
And it helped me too, to be able to talk to people and feel like I was out, right?
True.
Out of the house, even though we were locked up there, right? And being careful and scared, right?
Yeah.
And that goes back to what you were talking about earlier, fear, right?
Yeah.
Fear is such a tough thing for humans to go through, right? And animals are the same, right? They're running from stuff.
Yeah.
When you have that fear and you're running, fight or flight, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
And
So it's like, you know, you can't-
and I wrote this song to tell people that we're out there. Reach out, especially if you're feeling really depressed, right?
Yeah.
It's good just to reach out because the people are there and you don't feel like it when you're depressed and you're feeling like you're alone, right?
True. Yeah.
I feel isolated, and then I'm like, I don't want to talk to anybody, right? And that's the time you need to, right?
You got to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you really need to reach out. People shouldn't isolate. I mean, a lot of people choose to, but that's not I wouldn't recommend that for people. If I was a psychologist,
Right, right.
I wouldn't isolate. You should get around.
But it's a hard thing
It's hard
because
to find
your brain,
like-minded people
yeah.
though. But I mean, sometimes you got to get out and try it though, because you never know. The fear is why you can't.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you'll manifest a bad day while you sitting there thinking.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
that-
oh, everybody's gonna be looking at me like this and all of that. You would manifest that.
And
So
it's
just go out
it's
and
hard
have
to
fun,
think clearly
you know what I mean?
when you're doing that, right? It's hard to
Yeah.
think clearly because your brain plays
Yeah.
tricks on you, right?
Yes. And we just overthink. A lot of
Yeah.
people just do that. Like I went through a long cycle of that. I was like an alcoholic for like 8 years. So it was-
Oh wow.
I did a whole bunch of depression and thinking, and I did some suicide attempts and all that. So it was like, I could tell people like, look, I mean, I always been an extrovert though, so.
Right. Yeah.
But I do got some friends that's introverts, and I see that the stuff that I did tell them to do or try, you know what I mean, it worked. So
Oh nice.
that's why I was like, I'm not going. I did have to learn like introverts don't just go out talking, but it's a way that you can get talked to. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can place yourself in position to where you can just, you know, put on something maybe just different and just sit by somebody. They'll say something to
Oh,
you.
yeah.
You know what I mean? If you just don't like to talk, I mean, you can find a way to make, like you've been making friends.
Oh right.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So like you said, you're not alone, but a lot of people make themselves alone.
And
that's
that
why
all
I'm here to
ties
listen to
in.
music. So either way, whether
Yeah.
you're alone or not, you can listen to me. Because
Yeah.
I'm motivate you to go be the great you. I'm motivate
right,
you to
yeah.
be the great you. So I mean, I don't care how you put it. I got you some music. Music reaches everybody, but that's what I really like. I really care about people for them to be happy. Can't make it a better place because it's just a place. You know, a place gonna be a now regardless. But I mean, you can make it a happier place. You know what I mean?
Right.
People
And music can be
smile.
therapy, right? That's.
Yeah.
I know I find it for therapy. Certain
Definitely.
moods I get into, I'll put a song on, right,
Yeah.
to bring me out or
Oh, yeah,
into
that's
it,
what I
right,
do every day.
to make me
That's-
happy or to make me less sad or to make me,
Yeah.
yeah. I listen to some music and I go, ah, that's better.
Exactly.
I'm feeling a lot better today.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you made a big move from there, from Alabama to California. So
Yeah.
tell us what your motivation was to get out of there to come here and how you ended up here, right?
Actually, so it's kind of funny because like after we got the raise, I literally was late every day, like every day, and so it was just like because I didn't care no more, and it was just like I didn't know that then, but it started eating at me like this still ain't enough money. And it's just like, it's not about the money because my bills and stuff was paid.
Oh, right, yeah.
They was good and paid, you know what I mean?
But you were dwelling on the
It
negative.
was like, I pick up garbage for $15. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, that's cool, but that ain't me. So it was just like, I want to rap and I want to inspire people. And that's what I'd always been doing it, and you know, I just wasn't moving fast enough for me. I've been there 10 years, and it's just as hard go hard now, like I go hard there the same way. So it's like I can't see that I didn't make no noise that I should have. But maybe, like I said, timing is everything, and place is everything too. So it was just written that I was not supposed to. It was just supposed to be a learning curve while I was there. But
that's what that's what music in business is,
that's
right?
all it is. I just had to learn while
Experience.
I was there. Yeah, but it's a perfect place for me to have been. You know what I mean? But yeah, I was just tired, and like I was single. I had a lot of situations go down in the last 2 years.
Nice.
Skirt! Man, I was gone. I was like, yeah, man, it was out here. I set it up. I left with $300, and that was all gas. Like,
Wow, nice.
yeah, gas high. I picked a fine time to leave.
You
I
just-
probably could have made it with,
Yeah.
you know, it was $250, but nah, that junk was $350, $4, $5, $6 everywhere I went.
So it goes back to your theme, right? All in. You're all in.
I was
I'm
there.
going.
I had made it 10 hours. I made it to Dallas. I was like, I thought about turning around. I actually got to kick it with one of my partners in the NBA. So we kicked it. I hadn't seen him since high school, so we had just had some fun. But when I was there, I thought about getting up and just driving back.
And drive back and
And I was like, you know what? I was like, what if I don't make it? I'm just
Yeah, that
out
was your-
there.
that was
And
your
it
fear
like,
talking to you,
I was
right?
like, you know what? You 10 hours in now. You got 19 more to go. You might as well just keep pushing.
just do it.
I was like, you know what? If I get there, I know it's gonna feel better. And it was just like I got here at like 12 or like 10, 11, something like that. And it was like I went to the beach and I just at the sunrise, and so I was just watching it. And I was like, yeah, this is where I need to be.
So that was the right spot to hit
Yeah,
first, because
first
you look
I
at the
went to the
beach and
beach,
and you're
I was
hooked.
like, yeah,
You're
I
gonna
seen
go.
it, you know, seeing the sun
I've arrived.
rise, and yeah, I was like, that's it. I'm here. So that's it.
So I got a good story. This is my parents. My mom told me this story, right? She came from Massachusetts, right? So they get married, my mother and father, and their honeymoon is driving to California
Wow.
and moving to California. He'd get a job at aerospace company here at Northwestern, and so they're driving across the country, and she said she's all excited. I'm going to California. And the way they came was through Vegas coming into California, right? And she goes, we're out in the middle of that desert, and there's the sign, welcome to California. And she goes, she looked around and she said, this ain't the California I thought we were coming to, Joe. I don't think I want to come here. It's just a barren desert.
Oh man, that's crazy.
And then she said, then they came over the hill from the valley down in toward the ocean there. And then she's like, this is it.
Okay.
Because she had only seen Hollywood and Beverly Hills, right?
Yeah.
And the beaches, right? And she's like, this is it? It's the middle of the desert? What is going on?
Man, that's crazy. That would be a little
And
wild.
then the rest is history, because I grew up in Torrance, California. So
Okay,
they,
yeah,
they
so
stayed there
so
all life, and
obviously.
she's turning 90 in a couple of weeks.
Oh, for real? That's a blessing. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So we're going to take her out for the weekend up to
Drive back
Sawbank.
to Boston.
And then we're going to go to Sawbank and
I mean, maybe.
do a little wine tasting and hang out in the valley out there.
Tell her, take a road trip with the family that you created.
That's it.
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
So let's have you sing another song. So tell us a little bit about the song you're going to sing, and then bust into another song.
So I got you. I'm gonna do let me see. I got a track. I'm gonna just do a track that I recently did. So you know. Or you know what? No, we're just gonna go. So this is called On and On. And this is like me and my producer, Hefe, got one. And I met him at the Cabins in 2021. And it was called Cook Cabin. It's like a collective of artists. It's like 16 artists, and we're in the cabins and we're just creating art for a week. And so I met him, and he been sending me beats ever since. And so when I finally finished this album, I sent him all the songs, and this was his favorite song. It's crazy because I had put everything. I did every ad-lib I wanted to do, every cadence I wanted to try. I had a girl sing on it. Like, I did everything. So it was like, he was like, it's the best song that ever happened to music. And I was like, nah, I think Free Fall. He was like, nah. And we sat there and argued about this. And so I was like, as I listened to it, and I really started feeling it, like, it could be, for people, you know. So that's why. It's one of I got two favorites. That's how that goes. Oh man, Hefe. I tell people like, keep going on and on and on. Keep going on and on and on. Even if you gotta kick down the door to go and get what you want. You made it to today, that was yesterday's tomorrow. You stay strong. You keep going on and on and on. Keep going on and on and on. Keep going. Look. Keep going, keep rolling, we going all the way with it. When we running this marathon, ain't no quitting. I promise that fate that we gon' get. So let's say that we on a mission. It's a big one, I'm bringing the real with me, I'm efficient. Gotta change the world and inspire minds one song at a time. Rewire thinking and change how we see in mankind. I've been wondering where the unity and the love be. Thinking of things in this dream without faith, I never would've met W. That's why I keep going on and on and on. Keep going on and on and on. Kick down the door, go and get what you want. You made it to today, that was yesterday's tomorrow. You stay strong, gotta keep going on and on and on. Gotta keep going on and on and on. No, you got it. Can't blame nobody but self for the position that you in. I made a promise to self that I am going to win everywhere that I go. So when I'm on the road, I be sure to drive slow, eyes slow. You know me, scenic crowds, viewing scenery, doing things differently. I know a blessing coming, I ain't even worried about it. So I'm just expecting nothing and appreciating everything. I'm gonna keep going on and on and on. Keep going on and on and on. Even if you gotta kick down the door and go and get what you want. You made it to today, that was yesterday's tomorrow. You keep it strong, so you keep going on and on and on. Keep going on and on and on. Gotta keep going on and on and on. So yeah, you know that's that. You know, it's my motivation right there. It's like every day. Really. Yeah.
All right, Behold the General. That is awesome.
And I appreciate that.
So let's get to the important stuff. Where can we find your music?
Oh yeah, man. Every platform. It is B-HOLDDA. What?
Do you want to put your logo back up?
Yeah, I do.
My bad, it's up to you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate you catching that.
We can do that a little.
No, but when he's
Yeah.
explaining, it'll help because
Yeah.
it'll be up.
No, yeah.
Oh yeah, it does make sense, doesn't it?
No,
Boom.
exactly.
Yeah.
Boom. Alright, so yeah.
So there you go. Behold the General.
It's Behold the General on all platforms. It's on every platform and on all social media. It's Behold the General. It's BHOLDDA General. And I need soldiers for this hip hop. We gonna just change the nation with this music and this inspiration and motivation. Like I just feel like we gonna make this a happier place. Connect people, diversity. Ain't no color. You know what I mean? Like. And none of that, it's all love, you feel?
And I love the positive message. And so would you put this in a genre? Would that be smooth hip hop that you're doing, or?
I have yet to. I have songs that can be classified.
Yeah.
I'm not classified.
Right. Yeah. That's. I'm in the same boat. With,
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm in all these different things. I do acoustic.
And
I
I'ma
do
stand
punk
on
rock.
that.
I do
I'ma
rock and
stand
roll.
on that. Like I'm not gonna get classified.
Yeah.
Like, I just do whatever come to my mind. If I feel like partying, and I'm doing club music this week.
Yeah,
So,
there you go.
I mean,
Okay.
It's just me.
Yeah. So I do the same. Some nights I do acoustic. Some nights I do rock and roll.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I wish I could.
whatever comes to heart. That's what I'd say.
Yeah,
I'm a
about-
storyteller, right? I
Mhm.
tell stories about life and
Yeah.
about things I've done, a lot of true life adventures, and
True
then like this, I sat there in my room right by myself, going, "Oh shit,
Yeah.
we're alone."
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
and what an eye opener. Okay, and what is your plans going forward?
My plans is to travel this world and promote this positivity. Actually,
Yeah,
That's
okay,
it. Just
yeah.
tour, just get as far
And that's me. That's me too. I like to get out there and talk about what I do and what give my stories to other people, because people have gone through the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And I hope I inspire, right, when I do it.
That's the thing. That's what we do. So yeah, pretty much I want to make sure that everybody has, you know, you don't have to do music necessarily, to get down with what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Long as you stay positive, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what this show's about. It's the underground, and that's art, that's comedy, that's everything, right?
I mean, I got a friend that's a barber, and he just, like, he putting beards on people.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm talking about, like, I'm putting make sure everybody eat. So everybody, the people that's cooking, the restaurants, the people that's selling clothes, like, everything but jail I support. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I support everything but murder and jail. Like,
and I congratulate you for quitting the drinking, because that's not easy. That is really hard.
It was hard. Yeah, it was hard. I ain't gonna lie to you. So,
And you're doing well now with it, huh?
So I had started back, but I don't drink as much as I used to. Like, I was drunk all the time, like every day. I blacked out, so it was like...
Yeah, that's not good.
But I had stopped for 2 years, though. I had quit September 18th, 2020. You know what I'm saying?
Nice, okay.
So, yeah. It was like, and it was during COVID.
So you had to go through COVID sober. Oh my God.
And now that you think about it.
But that's probably a good spot to do it, right? Because you could focus.
Because I could.
Concentrate.
You know what, now that I think about it, that's probably what helped me quit.
Yeah,
because COVID was so boring.
Right. You could focus and concentrate on not
funny.
messing up. I'd like to end the show here.
Got you.
Thank you all for tuning in to Chad's Underground Scene with my special guest,
Behold the General.
Behold the General.
ABCD way. A blessing coming. Don't even worry about it.
And remember, it all starts in the underground.
Say that you don't care. What you need you cannot have. I never thought you'd understand. You take from me what you can't own, and often see what you're not shown. You want the world to bow to you. I guess that's something I can't do. Your happiness is hollow, your temper's vain. How can you let anything remain? You struggle for contentment is met by greed. That's where you find me in between of the lies and everything you keep inside. I don't ask why, 'cause I can see through your disguise. Wings of an angel, you fight your way right through the tangle. Heart of a lion. Why is it I feel like dying? Even though you think you're here,
talk about everything, play music in between. Till